Hey guys, welcome back. So if you're tired of looking for videos on this electric log splitter only to find people showing this thing chew through just a giant log and then, hey, this thing's great, and then, you know, cut the video, stick around because we're going to show this thing chewing through multiple pieces of wood in different ways and give you a much better idea of how it functions. And then we're also, trace the cord here, going to show the foot switch in action. Stick around. What a beautiful morning. So hey, before we get started with the wood splitter stuff, what is that on my hands? Walnuts. We're gonna crack those open later. Picked them up on my morning walk. All right, so now into the wood splitter. So this is that tree that fell down on my call the other day. Or I guess it's been a couple weeks now. So I've got two stacks of split wood. The good stack for inside and the kind of gnarly stack, which will just be like campfire wood. And I'll show you what that looks like dried out. First though, I'll get in and you can see like the average piece has got a little bit of, you know, really good oak, and then this outer part, I'm just not going to burn that in the wood stove. It's just not worth it. So that leaves me with all of this nice core, you know, barkless oak, but it's a lot of work to split, you know, to cleave off those outer pieces, which I'm going to show you here in a moment. But let me show you some of this after it's dried. So here we have a stack that's been drying for, I don't know, about 10 months now. And I've burned a couple pieces. It's actually pretty good, you know, pretty good for campfire wood. Just not good enough for burning in the house. So probably not worth the time, but you know, you want to be outside on a beautiful day like this, just putzing around, not, you know, inside watching YouTube, which I hope none of y'all are inside watching YouTube on a beautiful day like this. Save this video for some other time. All right, so I came up with a great way to never forget to open the bleeder valve. Just like that guy in It's a Wonderful Life, string around his finger, tie string around the wedge. And that's your cue to open the bleeder valve. Not too far though. All right, let's get started here. First things first, let's move those out of the way. Let me shift the camera down here. I've got the Wen electric foot switch. This is not the Harbor Freight model. It's actually, you know, Wen brand. It was the same price. It was on Amazon. They ship it right to my door. So hey, why not? I cover it like that so that I don't, you know, I don't know, it's just a little softer on the knee. And then let me zoom you in here. So here's the switch. I'm just mechanically holding it down. I got a screw through here. The duct tape isn't really doing anything except keeping dust and debris from going down in the switch, because I had to remove the rubber cover in order to get the bolt in there. I didn't want to drill these holes too high in the plastic or else they'd have just chipped off. So let's get splitting some wood here. Bleeder screw open. We're going to set it closed a little bit here. So what that'll do, that'll set it a little bit closer to the size of the pieces of wood I've got coming through, just save some travel time. So let's get splitting. So see, having that foot switch, I can position this real close to where I need the split to be. And it cleaves off the outside. So that's my good piece. And then the fire pit piece is there. Now, if I had to do two-handed operation without the foot switch, I would need my son, because you can't position it nearly as accurately when both your hand, you got a hand on the switch and a hand on the lever. So we got a little bit out of that one. I mean, this is, you know, not the greatest process, but trying to make the most I can out of this wood. same thing here. Just get to position it perfect. And out it comes. Good piece. Outdoor fireplace piece. Get to position that thing perfect. Good piece. Outdoor fireplace piece. You get the idea. Look how gnarly that was. It still cut through it. So it's not, that one's actually not that bad on the outside. I think that's good. Yeah, that one's good. This one, I don't know. See that? Even with the knots, it broke through that. Okay, and that was it. There's our pile, just to give you a comparison. That's the bad stuff and that's the good stuff. So it's about a 50-50 split volume-wise, but BTUs are all in that pile. That stuff back there is really bad. I don't even think that's worth taking for camping. These couple pieces, probably good enough to, the guys can load them up, or I'll load them up in their trailer for camping. But that's it for this pile. We're going to head on over to the good stack now. All right, so after a little magic, everything's all cleaned up and ready for another pile. So, by the way, this little hatchet here, what I use that for is if there's any pieces that just have like a tiny little string or two holding on to them, I'll just flop them off the splitter, and then you just whack them, and that separates it instantly versus you know, trying to prime a part by hand. So we got this pile here. This is from the tree that fell across the road into my neighbor Ralph's yard. Well, most of it, then the rest of it's that limb that fell down you saw in the last video. I relocated it here. So we're going to get splitting this, and we're just going to split it. And I hate handling it a couple times, but it'll give me and my son something to do here one of these days. But we're just going to split it and kind of get it over in this general area. Of course, I'm not going to split it all today. And then we'll get some pallets or some wood there, and you know, stack it there. Probably have to get the tractor out and level that out, get some of that silk grass out of there. So let's get going. I'll probably run this one in fast speed, but you'll get the idea. And I think we're done for the day. We're not going to work too hard today. I've got that stack split, and I did have to cleave off some that wasn't nearly as bad as the other pile, but bad enough. I thought, well, I don't want to burn that in the inside stove. So I'm pretty happy with the little electric splitter. It does its job. I really like that Footswitch too. It makes just frees up that hand. I mean, I know the two-handed operation's for safety, but it's just so much better to be able to position the wood exactly where you need it to split it. I mean, this thing doesn't have a ton of power, so you want to make the best and get it positioned right on the right crack in the right spot, not on a knot or anything like that. So all right, well, we'll chug along, and I'll get this split eventually. I'm just gonna take my time, and we'll get her stacked up over there, me and my son here, one of these days. So I appreciate everyone watching. If you have any questions about the splitter, just post them in the comments. And if you like these videos, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.